Hey, what's up everyone? It is I, the Video Game Hunter, and welcome to another Game Hunting Stories. And today, I'm going to be telling you guys a story that's actually very similar like my Dracula X one. Except this time, my ending is going to be quite the opposite. Everyone's reaction is totally different. And I think there is a reason for that. So that being said, let me guys tell you what happened. So this happened on my day off, and I didn't really have any plans on playing any particular video games or work on any video editing projects that day. So I was like, you know what? Let's drive to the closest gaming store and see what they have in stock. Which so happens to be Game Exchange, which is a pretty popular chain store that's pretty much located on the east side of United States. Now usually when I go to these gaming stores, I always scope out the whole place very carefully to make sure I don't miss any games that I really want. But this time, it was literally quite the opposite. Because once I walked into Game Exchange and I walked up to the glass cases, I saw something in the glass case. I knew exactly what it was. And the price they were asking for was really under the value that it was going for at the time. And what I found was called the Genie adapter for your top loader NES. Now even though I just found an amazing great deal of the Genie adapter, but this is just one of those items I actually had no plans of owning. And it's not because how crazy expensive they usually go for, or the fact I don't own a Nintendo top loader, because believe it or not I do. It's just that I barely use the Genie. And even when I do, I don't use it on my top loader NES. If I want to use it, I'll just use it on my original Nintendo system, which I actually own quite a few of. So if anything, I'm just buying up this item just simply because I can. And plus, when will I ever find another great deal of the Genie adapter like this one? So once I finally decided I wanted to pick up this item, which really it didn't take me that long, I walked up to this nice pretty lady employee and I told her, hey, I want this Genie adapter right here that's behind the glass case. Do you think you guys can hold that item for me? Because I want to walk around the store a bit more before I want to check out. And she looked at me and responded with a okay. And she did what exactly I asked her to do. She actually held the item for me until I was ready to check out, which was very nice of her. So after walking around the game store for a bit, I ended up not finding really anything to buy to go along with the Genie adapter. But I feel like I have to, because if I don't, I'm going to feel like I'm doing something completely shady when I check out, even though I'm obviously not doing anything wrong. While also hoping that the lady who's holding the item for me is not realizing the price is wrong and goes up on eBay to look up to see what it's actually going for. So at a last ditch of effort, I walked up to this small section of PC games and I ended up finding a edgy anthropomorphic character on a CD case, and I'm like, this looks interesting. And the game I found is called Dear Avengers 2.
Look out, baby! It's showtime. Hey, how about some fries with that shake?
Hey! I get it.
Oh, that's gotta stick.
Since now I found an item to go along with the Genie adapter, now it's time for me to go to the checkout line. And then everything just went smoothly. No one interfered with the transaction. No one was talking about how I was getting a very expensive item for a cheap price. It's just everything went smoothly the way it's supposed to be. And once everything was said and done, I picked up my items and I skedaddle. And that was my game hunting story. So to wrap things up, am I glad I got the item now, especially what was going for at the time and now? I guess I am, but I am saying this right now, and I know I'm saying now a lot in this section of the video, but if anything ever happens to me and I need the cash right away, the Game Genie adapter is definitely the first thing to go. Because again, I never really care if I ever own this item, so getting rid of it is a no-brainer. Especially it's been sitting on my shelf and I never used it until now for this video. And I guess you guys are wondering, did Game Exchange ever find out about the amazing great deal they gave me? Well, they did actually, because I told them one day. And their reaction was simply, they do not care. No siree. Which I guess I can understand, since they're a pretty big chain store on the east side of the United States. They can lose some profits here and there. Unlike some independent stores like Game Factor, the place where I got my amazing great deal on Castlevania Dracula X from. They actually have to pay extra attention how they sell their items so they can stay in business. Which I'm sadly to say that Game Factor is no longer around, which sucks to see. I'm really feel bad for the guy who sold me that item for such an incredible price. If he hadn't, he would probably still be in business today. It's just simply how it is. So, I guess that being said, thank you so much everyone for watching. This is the Video Game Hunter, and until next time, goodbye.
It took 1,000 years, but now I'm fine. Coming